And radio personality, Shotgun Tom Kelly, Walk of Famer. And we have with us Olivia Harrison, the wife of Walk of Famer George Harrison, and their son Danny. Thank you for joining us, and his star is just right up, just a few stars away. Now our next speaker was Jeff Lynne's bandmate in the Traveling Wilburys. They have co-produced 2 Tom Petty solo albums, Full Moon Fever and Highway Companion, and 1 Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers album, Into the Great Wide Open. He and Jeff have co-written many songs, including Free Fallin', I Won't Back Down, Learning to Fly, and with Mike Campbell, Running Down a Dream. Please welcome Walk of Famer Tom Petty.
It's really hard to follow Joe after all that. But I don't have a speech. But I wanted to tell you about Jeff. I met Jeff in England one night when we were finishing a tour with Bob Dylan, and backstage was George Harrison and Jeff Lynne. Came to my dressing room, and I told them how much I loved the new album, Cloud 9, that Jeff had produced with George. So we had fun for a few nights, and tour ended. A week later, it's Thanksgiving Day. Every Thanksgiving I like to have a softball game. And we got ready for the game, no softball. So the only place open was this drugstore down the street. I drive to the drugstore. I'm at the traffic light. I look left, and there's Jeff Lynne in the car. I waved him down. He rolled down the window. He says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I live here, crazy." He said, "Well, I'm on my way to produce Brian Wilson right now, and but I'll be back soon. Where do you live?" And I told him, and he goes, "That's right near where I live." He says, "Can I come over later? I mean, I'm stuck in the house with my family. They're driving me fucking crazy." I said, "Yeah, I can relate to that." And I told him where I lived, and he came over for the next 6 months. And we went off and we did an album, Full Moon Fever. And the first track we did that we wrote together was Free Falling. And I had this track at home, and I called him and said, "Jeff, we've got to finish this album." And he's like, "Well, I don't know about an album. And I need to go back to England and get my hair cut." And I said, "Your hair looked pretty good the last time I saw it. We should finish the album." And so we did. It was like going to recording college. He's the single greatest record producer I have ever encountered. And Jeff plays the studio like an instrument. He plays instruments like no other. I can tell you seriously, I've known a lot of musicians. I think he's the best overall musician I've ever met. And, don't kiss me till it's over. And then we found ourselves, George came out, and we became quite friendly, and bit by bit we started a band called the Traveling Wilburys. And we were like, man, we won't have to go home for months. Because we used to finish the session and go, what are you going to do? I don't know. Because just don't go home. So we'd go out to eat and other things. But I came away from that experience, really feeling like I had learned a great deal at a point where, I thought I knew it all. And I really knew nothing. He started recording when a lot of us were playing in bands. He had a little multi-track recorder, and he got the jump on all of us. But I'm not going to carry on too long. I should mention, that, it says a lot that when the Beatles get back together and George Martin can't make it, we chose Jeff Lynne to help. And he also produced Flaming Pie by ex-Beatle Paul McGuinness. But enough for me. I think we ought to put him in the hall, walk or whatever it is. I'm going to come down here once a month and clean this star because I don't want to eat chewing gum on Jeff Lynne. So I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Tom Petty. I understand Barbara Starr, wife of Ringo, is also here. Please acknowledge her attendance. Thank you. And let me also mention that Eric Idle and Paul McCartney wanted to be here but couldn't, so they recorded some video messages to Jeff that will be seen on our website. Go there to see them, www.walkoffame.com. So thank you to Eric and Paul for those messages. And now it's my privilege to bring up the two council members who represent Hollywood. Councilmember Mitchell Farrell represents the Walk of Fame, and Councilmember Tom LaBonge represents the Hollywood sign, as well as their constituents. They're a dynamic duo that's doing a great job for Hollywood. Please welcome our council members.